set. We are at a tie match at the top. Double gen pop to avoid the deadlock. They do go down. There is a haste status effect. They did be careful here. The hatch is going to spawn momentarily. Deadhard could get them the distance to get it too. Shot.
Really smart play on the ace. Oh my god, getting shot through the window.
No longer have distortion, and they are going to teleport here. I think they get there in time. Yes!
Holy crap, yes! That is disappointing.
This is be a 4-man out because.
Yeah, but they will be able to block this. Yo, getting caught on that. Ace coming with the body block. Oh, they were here. All right, everybody, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We're in for Season 5 qualifiers, and I'm your host, LittleRugaard. I am joined by none other than the comp connoisseur, the commissioner of DBD League, and quite possibly the most well-spoken individual I've ever met. Welcome back, Dir3Wol.
Well, that's so kind of you. Thank you so much for the warm welcome here. I'm hyped to be back with you. It's always so much fun here, and I think we have a very, very exciting game ahead of us. Chronicles and Survive with Bots, two teams that have a lot of potential, I would say.
I would say so, and a very near and dear place in our hearts is, I actually know both these teams. I recognize them. I know the players. I'm like, okay, this is going to be great. I mean, obviously our hearts can be broken for one of them, but one of them might just make it into the season 5. So without further ado, we'll be getting to this match very shortly. We're going to be on the Wrecker's Yard, I believe, which I don't know about you, but I have come to really appreciate Wrecker's Yard. I was always taught that Cold Tower was like the end-all be-all map, but man, I love Wrecker's Yard.
Yeah, I have to agree on that. Next to Comp Tower, probably one of the best maps to play on, right? Because it forces so much decision making with the shack being right in the middle. It's also a shake up from the usual layout we have. We always have main building really strong. We have the shack mostly with the basement, but on Wrecker's Yard you have to kind of define your tactical game plan a little bit differently, and you need to find new ways and new strategy to work around it. And that's really exciting for this matchup because a lot of these people are in the German community, so they know each other really well. They know how they are playing, they know how the teams are playing, so I think we will see all the kind of nuances where it comes down to the question not only who's performing well, who's able to outperform the mistakes of the opponent team here.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And the tiles are still, you know, the old school tiles. I want to see what happens when they add in these new tiles like they did to Macmillan, you know?
Like the almond tile and all these?
Yes, exactly. But with that said, we are loaded in. We have the Executioner. We have honestly, there's a really nice Corrupt Zone. And immediately finding a Zarina as well, or Hanjisan. Man, I love this Attack on Titan outfit.
I have to agree, yeah, this outfit is absolutely amazing. A little bit confused there why Zarina was so long on the generator there. Playing kind of risky early on in the game. Usually you want to prevent the injury as long as possible, and now where you are injured, you're giving the chance for an immediate M2 mind game here, and you only have this pallet here able to dodge it, but that's not a not a nice position for our Survivor to be in so early on in the game here.
Very good point, very good point. And honestly, Zarina doing a lot with very little, but yeah, I think they are going to get zoned here, and they will be going down. Here comes the pallet. Firecracker for no blind value, and yeah, this Zarina will be going down. A little bit of an early down for them. And also getting... Oh no, they're tormented as well. Good start for the killer, though. Also, double range add-ons. Interesting. How do you feel about double range add-ons?
Yeah, double range is an interesting one. Usually you only want to go for the ones you definitely hit, right? And as longer the distance, as more speculation. So usually not the game plan, but maybe we have a very, very experienced executioner here, definitely looking like that with this basement hook early on. You mentioned the torment effect now. You can also work around certain perks. If you need to speed it up later on, you can just go for the cage as well. So you have a ton of options here now, and this is now what makes Wrecker's Yard so perfect for the killer. If you have the basement hook, you have only a short distance to all of these generators here.
It's a very good point. And yeah, these generators are not quite finished. They do finish one. Second one on Gen. Actually, that one is yellow. Could be eruption potentially, as yeah, that generator is completely regressed. And is that deadlock as well? Oh my goodness. Yeah, this killer is set up perfectly to hold this basement down until the end of time. The basement has become a bunker.
Yeah, this is going to be a really rough challenge, and I think we have seen one survivor here. They need to be really careful with the decision making now. I think what you want to do here is maybe even giving up the survivor early on, saying Jukebox, goodbye, we are not in the best team mood today, you're gonna take the death. And just go on the distance generator and get as much progress done as possible, which is going to be difficult with the deadlock. We see a few scratch marks over there. That's going to be a little bit of time lost there because this generator is just blocked. Now 11 moving away though, so it's going to be not the easiest one here for our survivor team. But they actually go for the save here, not what I expected, but if they make it out here successfully, that could be a nice turnaround.
For the people.
Very, very nice.
Yeah, they will be able to get the survivor out of dodge, and yeah, they're gonna go straight for the tunnel after all. We do know that there's another gen besides the deadlock gen that is ready to pop as well, so we might be seeing possibly 2 more gens ready to go here. If this killer doesn't get the survivor down right now, oh, bit of a mistimed flick there, and this, yeah, they're gonna get plenty of distance. Claudette does get picked up after the For the People. Oh, this is gonna be close to coming in for the survivor.
Now, no captain of Chronicles again, but our killer says, I don't really care. There's one survivor that needs to be eliminated, and hopping into the locker there, so we all know what that's going to mean, but we are picking it regardless. Jukebox is going to come out of the locker here. Claudette still on the ground, but that is going to be the quick elimination here. We still have the Torment status effect, and Mini Mori in a competitive game. Always my dream. Very nice to see that here. Thank you, 11, for that. We have way too less Moris in competitive DBD, so thank you so much for that. And now our injured survivor who took the For the People needs to be careful as well. Chronicles will need a relatively long chase here if they want to go an end game without giving up too many stages.
It's a very good point, but worth noting, we know at least 2 perks now, if not 3. And this killer, unless they have an endgame setup, we know one gen is ready to pop here in just a moment. So this gen may not, or this chase may not need to be as long as possible. A little bit of progress on the middle gen as they leave and go after the Claudette now, as Claudette is injured. Only 3 hook stages so far. I think the survivors have a very good chance of it getting at least a 2-man here.
Yeah, 2-man seems to be reasonable for them. Unfortunately, a very nice prediction here by our killer. Really, really beautifully done. The captain going down. There's one survivor over there in the distance. So Chronicles survivors also lurking a little bit here, but it's going to be an open hook here in the middle of nowhere pretty much. The filler pallet already dropped. Might be removed from the trial in a second, so it's also going to be difficult for the survivors to move away. If the killer is staying close by, they will be kinda in the open. But there is generator number 4, and that was a quite important one next to the killer. Now the self-unlock there as well by the Claudette, so that's going to save a lot of time here. 11 needs to hit the next prediction, really needs this M2, wonderful one through the wall here. Very, very nicely done, and if this ends in a 2-tap, then 11 has a great chance to take up to 11 hook stages.
True, and they managed to get the down through Godchild as well. Yeah, Deliverance on the Claudette is going to be a little bit of a help here, but yeah, here comes the cage. However, that does give Adam a chance to also untorment themselves as well. And yeah, going straight back to this generator, this was the most progress. And it is ready to pop as well. These survivors are looking to get some fresh outs, potentially if they can get Adam out. However, yeah, you've got first stages on both Claudette and the Jake now. There comes the kick. Also worth noting, we do have Eruption, so if they down another survivor, that's going to be a lot less progress. Oh, that was so close. That would have been the perfect chance for double range right there.
Yeah, that would have been a really, really nice one. Interesting to see also that the killer didn't even take the basement hook because he realized how big the pressure is on his shoulders. The survivor's ready to go on that generator, and now we see the pressure coming in here a little bit, trying a few M2s, but none of them finding the target here. So 11 in a difficult spot, still holding against it quite well. Got the elimination early on with 3 survivors. It's always a relatively more easy game, we could say, as you have a lot of potential for an end game slug as well, because there's one survivor missing, picking each other up if you go for something risky here. But we pointed out there are a few perks that are blocking the generators, like Deadlock, for example, or the yellow marker from Eruption. So there is an awareness from the survivor team what the killer brought up as a tactic here, and they are holding against it very, very well. Now the long chase we called earlier is happening here, so generator number 5 probably coming out in just a few seconds here.
It's a very good point. Unless this down happens almost immediately. It does. There's the eruption. Woo! Oh, man. What a beautiful shot there. And, yeah, straight to the cage, not wanting to waste any time and going straight back to that generator. However, I bet the survivors are on a separate gen entirely. I don't think they're back on that gen. We didn't hear a single scream.
Yeah, that would be
no, they weren't. They finished it.
They were actually going for it. Yeah, I was on your side there. I would have expected them to split up as well. Great confidence by Chronicles, though, being sure that they can get it here without any... and maybe they made a wonderful call there for the eruption and proving a very, very nice gameplay here. However, we do see no haste status, and therefore no one escapes death here. So it's going to be a very, very difficult endgame. You need a 2-tap onto this Cladet, and then you come in clutch with the 3-1 scenario here, but able to dodge that. So now more time for the survivors to go for the exit gate over there. Our Cladet running away from the other exit gate as well. So that's going to be a lot of time, and I think that's going to be a 2 out. But Jake coming in here surprisingly trying to take the hit. The M2 missing, but now they need to watch out here because Jake is quite far away from the exit gate. If that would have been a 2-tap onto Cladet, that could be one on Jake as well. He's trying to go for Jake first. He's still trying to get the 2-man slug here.
It's very possible here, indeed. Yeah, if they had actually hit that first shot on the Claudette, this could have been an easy 3K, but yeah, not able to get that, land that shot on Jake, and they're gonna get 60. Oh, they're gonna get the double out. Is this gonna be? Does he block it? He does, he blocked it! Oh, that was so clutch.
Wow.
And they say that RNG is the only way to have fun with a hatch. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, imagine, right? And this shows us what we can expect from today's matchup here, because we just saw the killer wanting to get a 2-man slug in the end game, and he was nearly punished with a 3-man escape, and all this happened in a matter of 10 seconds here. So well done, Chronicles. Well done, Survive with Bots. That's going to be exciting 3 upcoming trials.
Absolutely. And worth noting is that in the killer's favor here, they did make sure to hook every single survivor at least once, so they do get those extra points for the first hook despite the 2-man escape. So that is an 11-stage 2K with, or I'm sorry, 8-stage 2K. If it was 11-stage 2K, I literally can't math today. It is impossible for me, but yeah, absolutely well played. That was, if that is anything to say for the rest of the games of today, this is going to be a really good qualifier. That was, I don't think there was a moment's rest in that game for anybody. The players, the commentators, all of us were like just kind of panting after that game. My goodness.
Yeah, absolutely. Insane work by both of these teams here. And it's also kind of pressure, right? You mentioned it, 4 survivors hooked, Executioner being a strong killer. You have a little bit extra resources in comparison to M1. You have the M2 you can go for. You have the Torment status effect where you can go for cages and work around some perks. But you're still not the strongest killer here. And you still managed to get 4 survivors across the board. So whoever is coming out for Team Chronicles, that's still going to be a difficult task. Is it going to be Jukebox? Is my prediction correct?
I would imagine so. Jukebox seems to be one of their go-to killers. And I mean, can you blame them? Jukebox is really, really good. And just every time I've watched them play over the past couple of months, just insanely good, very mentally aware of the game, and also a great caster to be with. So I appreciate them greatly. Oh, man. But with that said, we will be taking a short intermission here as we get this second trial set up. And if you could stick around through the ads, it does help us out on the back end, continues to increase production value so we can bring a better experience to you, the viewer. We appreciate it. We'll be back in just a second. All right, folks, welcome back to trial number 2. Loading in here in just a moment. It's a pretty tight score, 18-14 in favor of Survive with Bots, but again, that's not a overwhelmingly powerful score. It's good for the killer. Killer did really good. Survivors did really good, but now it looks like we have a mirror. Can they get the 9th hook state on the Survivors to clutch out the victory? It is all in the hands of Jukebox Hero themselves, and a really good, oh my goodness, that is a beautiful corrupt.
That's a very, very beautiful corrupt. Oh, and a very beautiful find on our Nia here as well. We talked about it in the previous trial. It's usually not the position you want to be in, injured early on, and being in a difficult spot, almost running back into the killer there. And that's a very easy down here, jumping over the window. Kumba not in the best state. The good news is you're not tormented at least, so you haven't given the killer that one. We also have a survivor around here that is not working on the generator so far. Now Survive with Bots really needs to pick it up early on here because they are in trouble.
Absolutely, that is an insane start. Again, some killers don't check corners. Comp killers check corners, and that was very unlucky for the Nia, but very lucky for the Executioner. And it looks like they're going to go in for the unhook immediately here. And are we going to see the tunnel, or will they go after the Adam instead? Looks like they're going for the tunnel.
Yeah, the good choice here to keep our Nia out, now forcing the 50-50 mind game here and just going confidently through the pallet here. Instant down once again. Jukebox speedrunning. The first elimination here, but decisive strike needs to save the day. And that's really important now. Now you also have access to the cage here in case you do need the elimination later on with the mini Mori there. And not finding any resource here. The pallet is on the other side of this jungle gym. This Nia has no chance to get anywhere. Jukebox is not letting them go. Playing an absolute fantastic executioner game here so far. A little spin there to celebrate it. And now you have the torment for the mini Mori. So Nia is going to be unhooked. He's going to be straight after. They're going straight after her again. And that's going to be the death. There's no other way for Chronicles here.
Absolutely. And I'm wondering what gen might have been deadlocked. Was it the gen that just popped? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's which one was deadlocked. Okay, it looks like the one that they kicked is deadlocked. So that is really good for the killer as well. That means that there is really no other gen that is going to be close to popping for at least another 20 seconds here. And yeah, worth noting too, they waited out the full borrow time duration just out to the second before they downed the Nia. Just really lucky that DS, but again, unlucky. There was nothing there for them to go to, no resource, and this survivor has maybe 10 more seconds left on hook. Will they be able to deny the unhook? I think without another survivor coming here, this will be the death hook. They missed a skill check.
Oh, now even the last seconds are not working for them. We have survivors around. They know how important this double save is, and they do get it off. Jukebox now going after the survivor. They will try to get them down as quick as possible. And what a shot for Chronicles here. No chance at all. Even a double save with a wonderful body block. A decisive strike. Nothing can stop Jukebox here. This was one of the quickest elimination on a weaker killer other than Nurse Blighted Spirit we've seen in a long time. And the next one on to Claudette here. Jukebox, we are going ahead of schedule if you keep speed running like this.
No kidding. Are they trying to get an M2 YouTube montage going? My goodness, these shots are cracked. And like the previous executioner had some great shots as well, but they seem like, I don't know, Jukebox seems to be going out of their way for just really nasty shots right now. My goodness.
Yeah, there's a difference between a confident executioner and Jukebox executioner, because what they are putting up on the table here is literally a tutorial being streamed. Champions of the Fog, the executioner tutorial, live with Jukebox. Yeah, already on the tail of the next survivor, and that's going to be a very difficult tile here. We need Edge Map Andy to be really, really successful, and they are able to do that. Jukebox losing the survivor for a little bit. That's going to be a little bit of distance, and this is exactly what Survivor Bot needs now. A few seconds, a few meters here. Firecracker unfortunately coming too late, but you really need these extra seconds for the gens. But even then, only 2 survivors able to work on the gens right now. Once the next one is going in chase, one needs to save. Gen pressure is going to drop towards 0.
It really will, yeah. And to be fair, in the survivor's favor, this is the first survivor besides the dead survivor that's been hooked so far. So the other survivors still have fresh possibility of getting out. Again, the previous killer had everybody hooked at least once, so the majority of the points were already garnered. But wait, do they still have their 3 gen intact? And oh, they do get the unhook though. This could be huge for the survivors if they're able to get this Claudette to safety.
Yeah, we need the chase of the century now here for Survivor Bots. They need to really be on point here with the mind games. They have 1 pallet and a car to work around. Jukebox has to try to go for something here, but that's going to be the quick down. Once again, they are playing with a perfect prediction here. Very, very wonderful to watch. Instantly going back for the hook. You don't need to worry about any decisive strike for the next tunnel out anymore as well. So you're on top of that, you have 2 stacks of your perk collected already of the No Way Out there. So it's just wonderful. And we are talking about 9 stages win condition. We have 3 generators left. We have the 3 gen intact. We have a killer that knows exactly what they're doing. I don't want to be mean, but I don't see a chance for Survivor Bots here if Jukebox is not making a mistake.
I would tend to agree. They've played just so insanely precisely, and also we're noting that's a pain res, so insult to injury, they have 2 slowdown perks in addition to corrupt intervention, and even if they get another gen done here, this survivor's probably gonna go to death state. They have to get another 2 on top of that. Yeah, because the previous squad had 5 gens done. I'm doing the math in my head, and yeah, unless they just play absolutely out of their mind here, I don't see this working out well. Yeah, there we go.
Patience from them here as well, waiting until the Mac is going for it, and they even had that here. Tutorial with Coach Jukebox. There's nothing else to describe this. So wonderful. Now the Adam being like, hey guys, what's going on over there? I need to save the day. Soli is going to die here on the hook, and even if Massive Daddy is escaping with the last second end kill, I don't think that's going to be enough score-wise, right? Because of the 3 generators that are missing there, and we would... Oh, no, not even needed, because Jukebox with amazing game sense, they're even able to spot the Adam here. M2 coming out with a very, very nice mind game as well, and that's very likely going to be the last chaser. You don't know if even that one hits, and I apologize to the entire audience of COTF, but I need to make a bad joke. I always thought Jukebox is just good against the Cenobite, because that matters if you jukebox.
It hurts. Also, worth noting, this denies any Deliverance play too, because Adam was the one that was playing for the Deliverance, so the cage stops. This was disgusting. This is the kind of result you expect to see after seeing, you know, a nurse come in or something. Not from an executioner, but I think you said it. I don't think there was any point that this killer made a mistake. I think the killer played perfectly at every point, which is insane. You never see that.
Yeah, you never see that. And we talked about how Jukebox is a confident killer. We said how it's a very confident pick here to go for them on the executioner, but I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Not at all.
That was insane. That might be some of the best executioner play I have seen to date. Every shot was just on target. Like, I think they missed maybe 2 shots the entire game, and even those were just like near misses. So absolutely insane play. But I mean, Chronicles made it to playoffs last season, so they've kind of made a name for themselves as far as how they play, and they're definitely holding up to it. So they will progress to set number 2 with a win under their belt. I'm sorry, I'm recovering from that match. That was insane.
And you are feeling like this as a caster already, just enjoying the match. So now you need to imagine how Survive with Bots is feeling, because you didn't you not only dropped set number 1 here, and Chronicles is having the better confidence and the better mindset. It was a domination in the execution. Is that what Jukebox just did was a domination by them, and that's what they're going to carry over. That's also what the Survivor team of Chronicles is going to feel. So Survive with Bots needs to take these 2 or 3 minutes of break and really, really set up with the question, how do we make a very serious turn here and not only winning set number 2?
Yeah, very much so, very much so. And we're also worth noting, I would say, is that if I was Chronicles right now, I would be feeling so good going into this next set. Yeah. That is a motivational speech, right? That is a motivational speech without speaking a word.
Yeah,
oh, man.
That's all on your killer, you can say. I mean, the Survivor team of Chronicles played good well. We don't want to take their credit here, don't get me wrong. But Jukebox then coming in and smashing it like that it's a match to remember.
Oh, absolutely. I am glad that I recorded that in HD on the back end, because we're going to be rewatching that as we take a short intermission here. So stay tuned, folks. Again, thank you for watching. If you like the games that you're seeing, you know, maybe stick around through these ads. It does help us out on the back end tremendously. But with that said, stay tuned, folks.